today we have a gentleman from the community, and I'm very excited because they're rare out there. I have been doing the tagging every day of the month of June for men's mental wellness, and it's been actually like a little bit harder than I expected. I do appreciate everybody that tagged a bunch of people, so that's been helping, but still, I'm kind of surprised that if I went to 60 days, I think I'd run out. That's what at least for the people that I know, I would need help to get some extra.
Yeah.
So while I'm saying that, we have Murph from the waiting table on. He's Murph losing it online. So welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. I'm glad that you're on because I've known you for a few years, but
Yeah.
I don't know your actual like beginning story. Like I have no
Yeah.
idea. I know
Yeah.
what you've done since you've been in the community.
That's it. I just came out like that. I
Yep.
just, yeah, just
It's so
yeah, no,
funny.
my story. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
There I feel like there aren't a lot of men in our community, which is I guess I can kind of start there and then
Yeah.
go back a little bit, but I that's why I'm here. That's why I joined the Instagram, TikTok, bariatric community because there weren't a lot of guys when I was going through this. It'll be 4 years next month. Will be my surgery
Ooh.
anniversary, and yeah, there weren't a lot of guys. It was like Rob, and then Rob, and then I think there were a couple more Robs in
Yep.
there,
Yep.
and then and that was really it. And then like D trickled in, and Justin, and a couple other guys, came beside me and helped me out. But it was really just Rob and Rob
Yeah. The Robs. They're
for the
great.
longest time. Oh, they're fantastic. They're
Yeah.
they're really great guys. And I could not believe that my journey looked and sounded just like somebody else's journey. I thought I was the only guy that had experienced all this, trauma and all this stuff, and was like in a wheelchair
Mhm.
and doing all these things. And then I had bariatric surgery, and it was like I'm the only one because everything that I saw was just females.
Yeah. Of course.
It was really hard. Like I had to dig deep to find these guys, and I saw Rob. Your weight is history.
Oh yeah.
Rob, my weight is
My
history.
weight is.
He had a men's Monday
Yes, he did.
group. I think he still does. And I jumped on, and his guest was Rob. And then he shared his story,
Oh,
and
I
I was
love
like,
it.
I found both of these guys at the same time, and I messaged them both.
Nice.
And then we got a group chat going, and then they were helping me. And that was when I was like 2 weeks post-op, and I hadn't pooped in like 2 weeks, and I was like, guys, I'm struggling. What is this?
Yeah. Like what's
Like
going on?
I can't eat anything, but I can't get rid of anything. Like what is this? And they talked me down, and I was very much regretting my decision at that time.
Oh, there's
And
a whole
then
buyer remorse situation that
oh,
happens.
that does happen. That
Yeah,
does
and that
happen.
was yours with the poop.
Yep. Yep. That for me, it was like, nope, this is not healthy. I don't know what I did. Take it back. Give me my stomach back.
Did they give you good advice? Did it work?
Yeah, eventually, yeah. I mean, it was another day or so, and
Okay.
smooth sailing. It was good.
Guys, poop is a whole thing. It changes. It's wildly different. You have to
Yeah.
actually pay attention to it now because, like,
Mhm.
you're like, oh, it's been a few days. It can't happen like that. And then all of a sudden, it's just kind of like, oh, it just spirals. So be careful.
It trickles down
Literally. Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you met them at the same time.
So I met both Robs at the same time, and then slowly, started getting, was introduced to a few guys here and there. Dusty was another one that I followed, and they all just had great results. They were all, a year or two. I think Dusty maybe 5 or 6 years before, I had my surgery. So he was kind of the pro, but Rob is only I think 1 year. Rob, my Rob. What do we call that, Rob? Legs Rob, thighs Rob,
Rip Rob. Remember we came up with Rip Rob.
ripped Rob,
Rip
ripped
Rob.
Rob. That's what it is. Because then they get Dad Rob, and then ripped Rob.
Yeah.
So yeah, ripped Rob. I think he and I are only a year apart in our surge anniversary.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, it's great to be here. It's great to be a part of this community. And the reason I started getting involved and sharing my story was because I felt like, because I heard those two guys, their story. Well, really, I mean, it was just Rob telling his story on Rob's show. I heard his story and it inspired me.
Yeah. Because you
And
guys
I
both
thought,
were in
I
wisdom.
thought maybe if I share my story, it'll inspire somebody else.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of my thought process, was like, I didn't want to do this for me. I didn't want to do this for likes. But those are nice. I
They
mean,
are.
those
They
it's
feel
nice
good.
when you work for like 3 hours on a video and you only get like 3 likes. And it's frustrating,
Oh, I
So
feel
the
you,
likes
bro.
are
I feel you.
the
It
likes are nice.
sucks.
The likes are nice, but one thing I think Rob and I really bonded on, and then created the Waiting Table podcast, was that we wanted to be here for that one person that just so happens to stumble across our page and just so happens to hear our
Yeah.
story, and if we can inspire one person with our one video or our one before and after picture or whatever it is, then cool.
Then yeah, it's worth it.
That's helpful. Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth the 3 hours of putting into and when you're old like me, it's really hard. I mean, it takes 3 hours, but yeah, I'm getting better.
Hey,
I'm
practice makes perfect. There are some things that take me a long time and some things that don't. It just really depends on the material.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can tell when you're not passionate about it, you're just like, I don't want. It feels like work. But
Hmm.
if you're really passionate, I mean, if you love what you're doing, you don't work a day in your life, right? So, yeah, I only like to do videos that I enjoy doing,
Yeah.
and then if I put time and effort into it and it doesn't go well, then it's okay. I enjoyed doing it. It was
That's
fun
kind of
for
the
me.
deal because, like, I'll get lost where I'm just like, I didn't realize I took an hour on this thing, like putting, like, I was doing actually this thing for transfer addiction because it's like this untalked about thing
Hmm.
in the community. And
Yeah.
I've been trying to highlight it more because I found an actual person that happened to their sister and died from alcoholism after surgery. And it was like 5 years out. So it's not like it was right in the beginning.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
so it's a real transfer addiction. It's like this happens. And then I've been
Yeah.
getting people commenting about their lives and how this has happened to their niece or their nephew or whatever. And I'm like, oh shit. So like those videos, it did take me about an hour to get like what I wanted done and how I wanted to say it, but like well worth the hour, because you
Yeah.
just don't know. Like you and Rob were saying, like it's worth it. It
Yeah.
totally is worth it. And I'm happy you guys are still rolling. I think what, 2 years now?
Um, I think it'll be
Oh
almost four
shit, I'm
years.
so sorry.
No, it's okay. Maybe three. Maybe three. I'd have to look back. I think it was 20. I think it was August of 2021 or 2022. It would have been August of 2022, I think.
There we go. So
Yeah.
you're coming up
So
on
three
your
years.
3 year.
We're coming up on our 3 year. That's what it is, I
That's
think. Yeah, yeah.
rad. That's rad. So
That sounds right.
we were both right.
Yeah. Ish. Yeah.
Ish.
Ish.
I love it. So let's rewind all the way to the beginning of Mr.
Sure.
Murph. So where did you come from? Where are you, like, what was going on with you? Like, how were you raised? Like,
Yeah.
how did this
So,
happen?
uh, yeah. So my story, I'll try to keep it short and sweet, but
No,
it's a
you
pretty
don't
good,
have to.
it's a lot. Okay.
It's a podcast.
All right. So I grew up in the Detroit area.
Okay.
Downriver is what we call it. So it's a group of cities: Wyandotte, Ecorse, River Rouge, Melvindale. It's a cluster of cities kind of south of Detroit.
Okay.
But I could like walk to the Detroit border from my city. So I lived in Melvindale. I grew up in Melvindale, and just a cute little football town,
Okay.
and played football, played sports, played basketball, hockey, golf.
So you're
Um,
active.
yeah, I was always pretty active. I wasn't one to sit around playing video games, and even as a kid, like I wasn't like a huge eater. I could eat, but I was active. But it seemed like if I were to binge
Hmm.
per se, I would have to hit the gym for hours every day. Like even if it was like a salad, even if it was like something healthy, like my metabolism,
Yeah.
I think was my metabolism was just shot. My genetics, I don't know what exactly it was about me. And obesity does run in my family.
Yeah.
And so I just always had to work extra hard, like way harder than any of my other buddies, Nick and Kevin and Joe and all the guys that I play football with and hockey with. They were bean poles, and I was eating the same stuff that they were eating.
You're
We'd
like, what
hang
the
out
heck?
all day long.
Yeah.
And then I'm the one with the love handles, and it was just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Um, and so but I just stayed active, and it was just, that's my body shape and that's my body type. And I'm still not, fast forward now, I'll be 43. I'm still not confident in my body. I've never been the type of guy to take my shirt off at the beach. I just never have been.
You still haven't.
I will get down to like a tank top, like my wife beater. Like I'll just wear
Okay.
the wife beater outside sometimes to mow the lawn or go to the beach. I usually will not take my shirt completely off. That's a hard one
It's a
for
hard
me.
one. Yeah, I believe
Um,
it.
I've just never been comfortable in my own skin, like
My younger brother's like that, so yeah, the
ever,
whole thing.
ever. Yeah, I don't, and it's not so much like what I see in the mirror. It's just like, I'm just not comfortable. Like
Hmm.
even if I were to have like this, perfect V-shaped physique with abs and all that stuff, I'd probably still, something about my brain would just say like,
You're like,
don't take off your shirt. Like it's just awkward to me. It's just, not a big fan.
you're like, don't look
Um,
at me.
so doing a bodybuilding competition in 2027 at the Just Be You Bariatric Awards is going to force me to really come out of some comfort zones here in the near
Ooh,
future.
I'm so
Um,
excited.
and so yeah, and I'm going to do it. I need to push myself, and I need to find a way to be comfortable in my own skin. Anyways,
That's the whole thing.
so I graduated high school. I was a horrible student. I'm a hands-on learner.
Okay.
I'm not a book smart guy. I would rather you show me how to do something. I'll do it, and then I can teach others how to do it.
Right.
That's my
Yep.
learning process. Learn, what is it? Learn, yeah, it's learn, do, and then teach.
Hmm.
That's how we, at the hospital, when we do things, that's our learning process.
Oh, that makes
Um,
sense.
you
Learn,
learn it,
do,
then you do it, then
then
you
you teach
teach
it.
somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
And then that way it like sinks in and sinks in and sinks in. And that's how I learn. So I was 19 years old, just graduated high school. I was in the Detroit Fire Academy to be a firefighter.
Oh, okay.
And it was September 13th. It was 2 days after 9/11 happened, 2001.
Okay.
I was doing a 6 mile bike ride. I did a 6 mile bike ride and a 6 mile run every day,
Wow.
all through like my senior year and into that summer, getting ready for the fire academy.
Okay.
Um, September 13th, I got hit by a car on my 10 speed, and I tore all the muscles and stuff and ligaments and tendons in my right arm, and bent my collarbone.
Oh,
And it's actually still bent. They
I, you can't do
couldn't
anything to
fix.
collarbones.
No, you can't. You can't. You would have to. You can fix a broken collarbone, but you can't unbend a bone. Bones aren't supposed to bend.
No.
The doctor, I saw four different orthopedic surgeons. They said that I had a high amount of calcium, which made my bones a little bit stronger.
Okay.
And so my bone bent. That didn't cause me any pain, but it's hard to lift. As I start taking videos of me preparing for this bodybuilding competition, I'm gonna have to work out my right arm probably like twice as much as my left arm,
Yeah.
because it's just never healed up.
Okay.
So I had to drop out of the Detroit Fire Academy.
Yeah, there's no way.
I was laid up for about 6 weeks. I couldn't take my physical test, so you have to do an obstacle course
Okay.
with the gear on, and you got to go through all the
That makes
and
sense.
you got to show that you can do the stuff that they need you to do. And so I was like just a couple weeks away from doing that initial test to get into the fire academy. I was enrolled. I waited my entire 4-year high school career. I signed up when I was a freshman.
Okay.
and the waiting process was about 4 years. And so I had just gotten accepted, and that's what I was going to do.
Oh
And so it was a huge blow. It was a huge blow to my um, my dreams,
no. Yeah.
my life, my everything that I wanted, everything that I worked so hard for. Um,
It's almost like, what the
and
fuck do I do now?
what's that?
It's like, what the fuck do you do now?
Yeah, yeah. So I was
Like,
I was working as a Zamboni driver.
okay, nice.
Not sure if you know. Are you familiar with Zambonis?
That's the things on the ice, right, for hockey?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I worked at three different rinks within the downriver area.
Okay.
And my uncle taught me. He was a Zamboni driver, like part time. He showed me the ropes, and I started working at the Melvindale ice rink, and so I was a Zamboni driver, and I did that, and then I moved down to Columbus, Ohio, from the Detroit area, to Zamboni for the Columbus Blue Jackets,
Okay.
and was in that job for I think about 6 or 7 months, and then the NHL went on strike, and I lost my job. I got laid off because the NHL went on strike. So it's
Yeah.
like, but this whole time, I landed a gig as a youth pastor. I grew up in the church. I was a missionary at a young age. I did a lot of missionary work in America, also in Africa, South America, Central America, Europe.
Oh, cool.
I've done a lot of traveling and missionary work, and then I was a youth pastor as well. And I'm a worship drummer, so I played on my worship teams like at every church and youth group I've ever been in. And
Yeah.
so I kind of had that. I kind of had that little side thing going on too, and it
Mm-hmm.
turned into a position at a church down in Columbus. And so
Columbus,
moved
Ohio.
down there. What's that?
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
Okay,
So
so we're moving from Detroit to Columbus.
it's about 4 hours south.
Okay.
Yeah, and so three, maybe it might have been like 3 hours. I don't remember. Um, and but even though I was a youth pastor, like I was dabbling, with drinking. I was becoming depressed, behind the scenes, trying to be a youth pastor, but also trying to, I was volunteering for different things, but I still had to work, and then I got married at a young age too, and that's my ex-wife. had 3 kids, and then it's just like my whole life before I knew it, it was just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I had, I don't know, in the span of 10 years, I think I worked 50 something different jobs.
Wow.
I just bounced around and
Okay.
just tried things out and found out what I didn't like.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
for sure.
I was a chimney sweep.
Okay.
Um, and then I sold ceiling fans. I was a pizza delivery driver. I did whatever it took to pay the bills and take care of the church, or take care. I took care of the church as a janitor as well, and so a lot of my time and energy went into the church, but also into my family. And so I'm working 2, 3 jobs, and then
That's a
when
lot with 3 kids and a wife.
and then when I got divorced, um, I don't know. I was in between like falling apart completely, but also this is a chance for a fresh start.
Mm-hmm.
And so the falling apart had already happened. Um, I had seen so at this time I was probably, I think I weighed in at like what was that? What was that weigh in? 354, I believe. And then I lost 88 pounds in order to do like a mud run, like a warrior dash. It was
Okay.
like one of those, obstacle course things. And I did that with a group of friends. Um, Gosh, what else? I feel like I'm missing a lot here. I'm
You're
talking so
good.
fast. I did eventually get plugged in into a school that specialized in children, students on the spectrum.
Oh, okay.
And then that's when my career, I guess, really took off. But by this time, so I'd been in that career for maybe 5 years, and then got a divorce, and then moved back to Michigan. And
What was the weight
um,
like? Because you said that
what's
you were
that?
drinking. So what was the
Yeah.
weight? Was it
So
like
yeah,
going
so I
up?
got up to I got down to like 236, I think, or something like that. I don't know the math, but I remember I'd lost like 80 something pounds. My goal was to lose 80 pounds by the day of the mud run, and I'd lost 88. And so I really pushed myself.
Yeah.
And then, I was still working at schools, and working with kids as a behavior therapist and a crisis intervention specialist, working with children on the spectrum. And I really, really loved it. And wound up doing it for 19 and a half years.
Wow.
So the majority of my time was spent with, in a youth group setting with kids, or in, the special needs school. And so I got burnt out.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Essentially. Yeah.
19 years. That's
After a while I got burnt out. But that was back in like 2019 was the last time I worked in that field. So
what
then
made you
anyways,
switch?
so yeah, back up to 2013. I got a divorce. 2012, 2013, got a divorce. Moved back in with my parents.
Ah, see, it does
I
happen,
did,
people. It does happen.
God, so 31 years old, living
Hmm.
in my parents' basement all over again in my old bedroom. It was humiliating. It was embarrassing. Really started drinking. Really
Okay.
started um, using drugs. Just doing, not habitually, not every single day, but like experimenting, just really just trying to find something to fill this void, and just went through a divorce. The whole story from that point, not being able to go into the fire academy and be a firefighter, it haunts me. It haunts me to this day.
I'd say it sounds like it
Um,
does because it sounds like that's the catalyst for all of these things.
yeah,
You
yeah,
trained and you like were literally right there, and then you get hit
yeah,
on your bike. Like
yeah,
it's fucking wild. Did
yeah.
the person that hit you in the bike get in trouble at least?
I had to sue her. Yeah, I won this lawsuit. Bought myself a car and a drum set, and
There
then
you
and
go.
then and then I moved out of town, and then I moved to Columbus for like a fresh start, and
Okay.
and to see, I moved down there to join a band. Was still wanting to be a rock star. That was like my backup
Of
plan.
course.
Uh, you know, and I, I'm a pretty decent drummer, and I can hold my own, and I love playing, but it just doesn't pay the bills. You got kids to take care of, and then now I got child support to take care of, and now I got to drive back and forth. This 3.5 hour drive every other week.
Ugh.
So the whole drummer thing just kind of went out the window, eventually, and I those drums that I bought back in 2001. I actually just sold, and I learned how to play those drums when I was like 8 years old. It
Why
was
do you
my
sell them?
I
The
I,
drums themselves or like the sticks?
I sold everything.
I used to
I
be
sold the drums, the cymbals. I sold everything. And and it's okay.
okay.
I'm learning that life just doesn't, things come and go.
Yes, they do.
Stuff comes and goes. Things come and go. Money, it
Comes
comes
and
and it
goes.
goes real quick. Um, and what's important is being with my family and
Yeah.
spending time with my family, and working for my family, providing for my family, helping out my family, it's just all family right now. And it's like, I don't have time to chase any of those dreams,
Oh no,
like,
no.
and it's my dream is already here. My dream has
No.
come true. I always wanted 6 kids. I have 7 kids, like I've always wanted a nice house. I've got a nice house. I've always wanted, a wife that's going to be with me for a long time, and that we've been married. It'll be 11 years this year,
Oh, that's exciting.
and we're going strong, and we're doing great. And it's like I've got all the things, so I don't need the drums anymore. And
Okay.
time to grow up. I'm a 43-year-old man now. I gotta.
Hey, you can have a hobby. You can have a hobby.
I do. It's playing Fortnite with my kids and just being here.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
like that's
He's a
that's
kid.
my hobby. I love just hanging out with my kids, watching Swamp People, and playing Fortnite. And my daughter Lila, she likes to watch SWAT.
Does she
And
really? I love that.
oh, she loves SWAT. We're on the last season. and then we got to start another cop show because she likes cop shows.
Nice.
And so
Have you watched
that's
iZombie?
iZombie.
Yeah,
I did. Elise and I were heavily binge watching
it's
iZombie. We loved
great.
it.
I was just gonna say because
Oh,
like that's a cop show with zombies. So
that, it was hilarious. It was such a great show. I think it was like season 2. I realized her name was Liv Moore.
yeah, it's Live More.
Liv Moore. She's a zombie, but her name is Liv
More.
Moore. And I didn't realize, like, it took me a full season before I put two and two together. Like, oh my god,
Well,
Liv.
I can't say anything because Eric pointed it out to me right away. Once he saw it, he was like all about it because that is one thing. Like I love film and I like we like talking about it, and so he was like, "Look what they did!" Like because people are actually putting those fun little things in there for us, so it's pretty cool. And so when you
Yeah,
notice it, you're like, "Yeah." I got that
yeah.
one. I love iZombie. I actually love that lady that plays her because she plays in Ghost on CBS. Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. Oh, I love Ghost too.
Mhm.
That's one of my favorite shows. I started watching the British version first,
Oh, did you?
and then and it's almost identical. It's crazy. Like it's the same exact story. A lot of it. A couple of the characters are different, but
Okay.
that's one of my favorite shows. It's a really good one.
Nice. Yeah,
Um,
I've done two
anyway,
watches through already.
yeah,
Yeah. It's such a wholesome show that you can just have on the background and like
yeah,
it's so
yeah.
non-offensive and it's just hilarious and goofy and silly and you're like
Oh, it's great.
it's a great thing just to have on. I like
Oh,
it's like Friends almost, but like because I could have
yeah.
Friends on the background like nobody's business too.
There are some episodes that I can't have on
Oh yeah.
with the little ones because we do have a 9 and a 7 year
Oh,
old, and and
fair.
some of the stuff is a bit. It's hard, having a 7 year old all the way up to 19-year old. We never know what to put on TV. It's like, all right, I guess we're watching Blue's Clues again because that's
Right?
the
It's
only
like
freaking
that's a
thing that's.
huge range.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what? I know that we're totally off topic right now, but I don't care. You know what's really great for that is game shows.
yeah,
hmm
yeah.
I'm a
I,
big game shower. You would never know, but I love like the 1% and like, are you smarter than a sixth grader? And like,
those are great.
I
Those are
love
great. I
it.
like Deal or No Deal was always my favorite. I liked getting up and screaming like, which case to pick and like no deal, and I'm like I'm getting all pissed off at the banker and like that's a bullshit deal. Like no, it shouldn't have dropped that much. I'm that guy. Like
Oh, I love me some
I
Howie.
get into it.
So
I get into it.
Howie
I,
Mandel's one of my favorites.
oh, he's great.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the ranch. Okay, so now we are basically you're back at home in the basement. Did you gain weight back because of all the craziness that's happening, or were you able to like kind of keep that at bay?
So I kept it at bay for a bit.
Okay.
I had a 1989 Jeep Grand Wagoneer with the wood on the side of it. Really nice. Not very reliable. So
Okay.
it was parked a lot, and I would take my bike to work.
Okay.
And I was working at another school nearby, and then I worked at a restaurant. I waited tables
No.
at an Italian restaurant, and then I worked at a like a game center,
Okay.
putt-putt golf and,
Oh,
and go-karts, and I was a manager, and so I worked all the 3 of these jobs and just tried to pocket a bunch of cash, keep the car fixed, because I had to see my kids, and so I rode my bike everywhere. I was staying in pretty decent shape. I was
yeah.
probably I was probably at like 225, 230,
That's good.
about where I am right now.
Okay.
But I didn't look like this. It's so
Isn't it
weird.
weird?
Like I've been this weight before, but this looks very different. Like when Elise and I got married in 2014, um, looking at our wedding pictures, we only have 2 wedding pictures, but looking at them both,
Yeah.
it's like I'm I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm in better shape now than I was 11 years ago at a completely different weight, or at the
The
exact same
same
weight though.
weight. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
wild.
it's so weird. I don't know. I
Well,
don't know
what
what
was
that means. I don't know.
was what looks different? Is it like neck area? Like
Yeah,
in the area?
my
Like,
neck, my like just my whole body
yeah,
structure, my whole body type has completely changed.
nice.
I do have loose skin still, and so that might, cause 3 to 5 pounds, there on the scale. But like, just my whole body structure is just completely different. My face is different. Everything about me just looks very
Different.
different. I feel like I get told a lot that I look younger now than I did 10 years ago, and I look and I feel healthier. I'm doing things that I couldn't do 10 years ago. Um,
Nice.
yeah.
Which that's
And
crazy
so,
because you're the same weight, but
yeah,
you can do so much more.
yeah, it's wild. It's wild. This,
Crazy.
this bariatric journey has been, it's still, some days it just catches me off guard and catches me by surprise. And it's just like, how did I get here? Like, what is this life? Like,
Is
I feel
For me, I'm like, is
like
it
I'm,
real? This is real, right?
like I'm going to wake up and be 500 pounds again. Like
Hmm.
it's going to be, um, but yeah, I'm thankful. I love it. I appreciate it. And I would do it again and again and again.
Yeah.
It's been the best part of my life so far.
Same.
It's brought me the most joy. It's brought me the most, we just had a, mental health awareness month talk on this last Wednesday on the waiting table. I
Yeah,
wasn't
you
able to
did.
join, but, I've been doing a lot of reflecting,
Okay.
as one does when they get, into their mid 40s. Um, you know, and just looking back, it's like, this has brought me so much joy, but at the same time, this has been the hardest 4 years of my life. But the outcome has been, the pros
Outweigh.
far outweigh the cons.
Yeah.
It's just so much better. It's so worth it. I would take the mental health issues that I have over the sleep apnea and being pushed around in a wheelchair by my wife, and all these different things. And
Yeah.
so, like, I'll struggle with the mental stuff, and I'm sure I'll fix it. Maybe I'll get it right someday, or maybe is this will just be my life, and this will be my
Yeah.
struggle, and
This
this
is
will be my
just,
journey and my story. Either way, I'm alive and I'm happy. And so, um,
I mean, you just said it. You got up to 500 pounds. How did you get to 500 pounds?
yeah. So, um,
Because I forgot that that's how far you got.
yeah. So I've always, yeah, my weight's always kind of fluctuated.
Hmm.
And I wasn't at 500. I probably got up to about 480, 490. I
Okay.
was pushing 500. I don't really know what I was at my heaviest. Um, but well, I'll get right back to that. So 2014, I had been divorced for about a year. Moved back home with my parents. Got on Tinder. Uh, I didn't know what Tinder was.
Okay.
I didn't know that it was like a hookup sort of site.
Okay.
I thought it was like literally like, farmers only sort of thing, where people just come together and they I don't know, maybe farmers only is just a hookup site. I don't
I
know
think it
about that
is.
one. Is it a hookup site? I think they're all hookup sites, right? But
Yeah.
like, I didn't know. And
That's
so,
fine. You were a little
um,
naive with it. So you got on
and so
Tinder.
I hadn't dated in,
Yeah.
in, in 15 years. I'm 30 something years old. I got 3 kids.
You gotta do something.
Date, Dating really changed, you know? And so I get on Tinder, and I'm only on it for maybe a day and match up with my wife.
No
And
fucking way.
so we talked, um, briefly on the app, and then we exchanged phone numbers,
Hmm.
and then we started talking, and then like we video chatted, and then like a week later we met, and then 6 weeks later we got married.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So we had only known each other for about 7 weeks. We went on like 3 or 4 dates,
Okay.
and then I met her kids, she met my kids, and then we just went to the courthouse, and then
How does that even come about in 7 weeks? Did you propose? Did you guys have this
yeah,
like?
I had a really cool proposal planned,
Okay.
but I left my keys in my sister's car, and she had gone off to church, and the proposal was supposed to happen at church because that's where we met. We met at church. I'm doing air quotes if this is just like on Spotify and you're listening. We met at church so we tell our kids. But we actually met in the parking lot of my of Play Atlantis, which is the putt-putt golf course place that I worked at.
Oh, I mean that makes sense. Yeah.
So we met in this parking lot. She brought me chocolate chip cookies. I brought her some roses, and then we went to church. And then she met my entire family.
That's your first date?
That was our first date.
Jesus, Murph.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I mean it worked because you're still married. So let's keep going. So
yeah,
legit, you're hilarious. 7 weeks in, you're like, I want to get married to this girl forever.
yeah. She
What does that feel like?
I'd never met anybody like her. I mean, it was like night and day from my previous marriage. Um, Complete opposite in every way. And she was just fun and just really smart and funny and loving and kind. And now she's she's a nurse in the ER. And
She's talented. She's fucking hella smart.
she is. I mean, she can read 3 books a day. She's a speed reader. She's reading a book right now. I think it's probably her second one of the day. Like, she's just been in there just chilling on her Kindle, and yeah, she's just super, super smart. I mean, she's pretty good looking too. So but that it's not all about the looks. But no, she's hot. So
Well, and I do know from experience. I mean, I've never was like, I'm going to marry someone, but I do know the feeling of, oh, hey, because I was married for 15 years before me and my guy, like, are not together, divorced. And so, yeah, it's really weird. And being on apps are fucking insane, and it's wild, and
Yeah.
it can be a lot of fun. So I get, like, I'm happy you only had to do one, because I can tell you that's a whole nother show on Mel Unfiltered. If you guys want to know dating life, I will talk about it. But I have been on some wild dates. Boy, do I wish I would have found mine the first one. You are lucky.
Lucky, blessed, lucky, however you want to say it. I mean, people thought we were crazy, and
Right.
and to say, when it just seemed like a cop out at the time. People are just like, oh yeah, I guess, if you know, you know. But here we are 11 years later.
Yep.
And we knew it takes people, and there's still people that in my family, I think, that are still like upset about it,
Oh,
but
because you made them wrong.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah.
proved them wrong.
So,
I love it.
and that wasn't my intention. I just,
No.
you should have just trusted me. I knew, she knew, and we knew. So we get married, November 21st of 2014. Doing the honeymoon phase thing. We never went on a honeymoon or actually had a huge wedding. It was just her mom and dad at the courthouse, and that was it.
Okay.
Which is why we're actually having a wedding in September. We're doing a vow renewal in September. One of the reasons I couldn't be at the JBYs this year, because budget,
and
but and we've got 2 seniors that just graduated high school. So we got a graduation party to throw in a couple weeks. We want to go on a honeymoon at the end of the year. We're saving, we're shopping still, trying to make all those things happen. And we moved, and that was not very budget friendly at the time, but it was very necessary. So, anyways, so November 2014,
yeah.
we get married, and then March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, my son's birthday, I get a phone call that my aunt, who was 46 years old, had a massive heart attack and was gone.
Wow.
And she was the life of the party. She was the one that would plan the parties, and she made the parties fun. And she was energetic and outgoing, and she was a singer. She was a drummer. She was very talented. She worked for City Hall. She grew up in the town that I grew up in, and she went to school.
You guys were close, it sounds like.
we were 13 years apart.
Yeah.
So I was like her little brother. She was like my big sister. She was often a mom figure at times, and then at other times she was just my best friend. She'd take me horseback riding, and we just go hang out and
Nice.
get ice cream and do things together. And she'd just check in on me. She was the best. She was the best. And
Too young. Too young.
46 years old, and to just getting ready for work, and then just fell over, and that was it. And uh 10 years later, and I'm still like, it still brings tears to my eyes because I miss her so much.
Yeah.
But that was my tipping point. That was when I was like, fuck it. Like, if she can't make it in this world, like, I don't stand a chance. Like, she had everything going for her, everything she put her mind to. She would teach, she would tell me, she'd give me so much good advice, and I was taking her advice, and it was working for her, but it wasn't working for me.
Mm.
Like, she would just, she just always succeeded. She just always did so great in everything that she did. And to say I wanted to be like her is like a huge understatement. Like, I loved the example that she set for me
Oh,
to be myself, to be who I am unapologetically. Um, she was just a great person. I've never met anybody like her. And so, when she fell, when she was gone, it was just,
so it messed with you. It like really got to you,
it
and
really,
it changed your
really,
life.
it did. It did. And in that moment, I could have gone two different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I could have said, "Oh shit," she was overweight.
Yeah.
She wasn't. Yeah, she was the life of the party. Yeah, she was. But she wasn't really taking care of herself. Maybe I should start taking care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
This is a huge wake up call. But I went the other way. Oh shit. If she can't make it, I'm screwed. I might as well just give up.
Yeah.
And that was the way I went. It was the easier path. It was the path of least resistance. I could just sit back and just implode. I could just eat my feelings and my emotions.
Did you know you were
And
doing that at the time, or did you learn that later?
at first, no. I mean, at first I was just in mourning,
Yeah.
and grieving. And then maybe about a year into it, I realized, I'm really self-sabotaging here. I'm gaining a lot of weight very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that reality hit, the other reality came in, and this little voice in my head came in, and it was like, so, like, just do it.
Yeah. Who cares? Yeah.
You just, you're screwed. Like, just, if she can't make it in this life, you don't stand a chance. Get it over with. And then all these lies start flooding in.
Yeah.
You're not worth being around anyways. You're not worth, look at how angry you are. Everybody's so mad at you. You're so angry. Everybody else is grieving too, but you don't see them lashing out. And then and I got very angry. I became very aggressive, verbally, emotionally. I was just kind of a rageaholic. I would flip tables and chairs and throw shit, and I was just very, very angry. And my kids had to see that. My wife had to see that, and I hate it. I wish I'd gone the other way. It's like the red pill, blue pill. Which one do you?
But you don't know. You don't know.
And you don't know where it's going to go. But I went the other way, and ultimately, I don't live with many regrets. I don't believe in regretting things in life. Like, shit happens. It happens for a reason.
Yep.
Learn from it, move on. But this was just something I couldn't just learn from and move on. I had to self-implode. I had to try to take myself out, and that's what I was doing. I was after about 6 months to a year or so, I realized what I was doing, and I was like, "This is a good plan. Just keep doing it."
What were
And
you doing exactly?
I was trying. What was I eating?
Just like, what were you doing to implode yourself? Was it just eating, or was it alcohol with it? Like, I know
It
mine
was
for a while was beer and food. I loved me some beer. Like, I used to be able to put away an 18 pack of beer. Like, most people don't know that, but I used to just, like, all night, just here we go, and then have
wow.
nachos. So, like, how was this? Was it just food, or
Just food for the most
okay?
part. I mean, like, I'm more of a casual drinker. I don't like beer all that much. I'm probably like a beer snob if I'm going to be honest with you. I Stella Artois is like, um, Guinness, extra stout.
Oh, that's
If I'm
thick.
Yeah, I like that. I like flavor. I also smoke cigars, and I have like a small pipe collection. I collect pipes. And I smoke tobacco, and I have a very rich palate. So the darker, the thicker the beer, the better. If I'm drinking a beer, and cigars have to be almost black. My tobacco for my pipes have to be almost
Fucking
black,
strong
uh,
ass shit.
and and my chocolate has to be almost black. I mean, it's got to be like the darkest chocolate I could possibly get. Yeah, and
I
you know,
have so
any
many random jokes that I would love to say, but I can't go there because naughty, naughty. You like a lot of dark things.
it's your show. I do like dark things. I really just dark things, and that's I didn't realize that after I got divorced. I
You
realized
realized,
I like dark things.
yeah, you're
Um,
like, shit, I like dark beer. I like dark
exactly.
cigars.
Yeah,
Ooh, let's go dabble some more.
it
Dark
just hits
chocolate.
different. It's different. It's even like wine too, like dark wine, rich. I can drink a bottle of wine, and now I can't. But I mean, back in the day, I could just pound a bottle
Yeah.
of dark
Isn't it
Shiraz.
wild what we used to be able to like digest?
Oh, it's crazy! Like we ordered
Insane.
pizza tonight, and I ate one friggin' slice and a small little cheese stick, and it was like, oh my god, I don't know how I'm gonna do this with Mel. I don't know how I'm gonna get on this. I ate too much. I had one friggin' slice of pizza.
Yeah. It's wild. Before it's like I had half a pizza, I had
Yeah,
6 beers. Like I have
yeah,
no idea how I don't even I mean I get it now that we've seen our stomach on the outside of us a little
yeah,
bit. But geez, man, we could
yeah.
pack it away.
I I didn't think I had that much of an appetite typically. Like I wasn't a big eater, I guess, but I could put away some food if I really wanted to. I food was my number one addiction. It wasn't drugs. I mean, I tried shrooms and I smoked pot and like I did a lot of different types of drugs and stuff.
Those aren't really
Alcohol,
addictive, so yeah.
alcohol, yeah, no, alcohol was like meh. Yeah, but I never did any hard drugs or anything like that. Recreational once in a while, and that wasn't until I was in my 30s. Like I didn't smoke pot till I was like 30.
That's
Yeah,
awesome because this is the funny part that I was like the dare kid. I was legit like, don't do drugs. You're a bad person. Rah, 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 rah. And legit like I started smoking weed when I was when did my dad? How old am I? Minus 12. 26. I was 26 years old is when I
nice.
started, and it was because my dad had liver cancer and he couldn't eat. So
Yeah,
and we're in Oregon where it was at least medically legal. So I would go get it for him. And
yeah,
then I just started doing, I mean, I was going to college too at the time. So like I legit like just did a bunch of research on it. Like it was a paper and I'm like, oh, I'm such a moron. I was like, oh boy, okay, Dare needs to only deal with white drugs. Why are we fucking around with weed? We just like tomato plant, like not really, but kind of.
yeah,
So that's when I started, and then I actually realized that I had depression. It actually helped me realize that I had it because I wouldn't feel high; I would just feel better.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you were just eating. So would
I was
you
just
binge?
I was just eating. I was on a path to just get this over with, and I wanted, um, yeah, like suicide by cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Like it was just like I wanted my heart to just stop in my sleep. Like I was okay with that. Like
Wow.
just I come to terms with it. I would just sit. Actually, I had to sleep in a recliner for 3 years because I couldn't breathe. I had 3 herniated discs in my back. Um, I couldn't stand for more than 5 to 10 minutes at a time. I had to quit my job, and then COVID happened,
Okay.
and then I got really sick, and I'm pretty sure I got COVID, like one of the first cases. And I know everybody like says that, but no, for real,
No.
like I've never been more sick in my entire life than I was at the end of 2019.
There it was
Um,
here. It was here.
November 2019, it felt like an elephant was. I mean, now having worked in the ER and working with COVID patients and having COVID, like confirmed COVID, it's like, yeah, I had COVID in 2019 before it was even a thing.
Yep.
I'm not saying like I made it cool or anything like that, but
But
I
you
started
definitely
it.
had it in the
Okay,
early
I
stages.
I started it, guys. Um,
Patient zero. Murph is
but I,
patient zero.
yeah, that's me. I got it from sitting around my house doing nothing. I don't, and that's the thing is like I wasn't out and about. I wasn't going anywhere. I couldn't move. Like where the hell would I have gotten COVID from? But I did.
Yeah.
And so it felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest for about a month straight. And I was told by the doctors that I probably had bronchitis, pneumonia combination,
Yeah.
something or other. And I was like, okay, that checks out. I guess I've never had them both. I've had bronchitis and I've had pneumonia,
We've never
but I've
had
never
them. Yeah.
never had them together. I guess that would make it extra bad
Hmm.
because I feel like I'm dying. And I got really close, like right on death's door. Like I just felt like this is it. Like my breathing was getting weird. This is before I knew that I had sleep apnea. This is me at probably 490 or 590 or 490 pounds. Edit that out. This is me at 400 and probably 90 pounds, almost 500 pounds. And then I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink. I couldn't hold anything down. I couldn't
Oh no.
bathe. I couldn't do anything. And I started losing weight like really like rapidly. So I think I lost a good 20 to 25 pounds before I went to the hospital,
Okay.
before I went and saw my doctor. And then before my weight. So I went and saw the doctor and I weighed in at 464 pounds at that time. And that was when I'd gotten approved for bariatric surgery
Okay.
because my back, because I had an enlarged heart, because of my blood pressure. I had, you have to have,
Yeah.
a couple, three different highlighted, things, symptoms. And this is before they found out that I had, my sleep study done and found out that I had, sleep apnea.
Yeah. Well,
And
because
so
so when you were before you got sick, you actually like applied, or they put you in for it, or
it was like all around the same time. Honest
okay.
to God, it's just a blur. I don't remember how the order. I don't know if it's like COVID brain or just like pre-bariatric surgery brain or like what. Like I I wish I could tell my story better. I didn't take pictures. I didn't take videos. I avoided pictures and videos like the plague.
Thing.
I wasn't on Instagram. I had no way of tracking any of this.
Yeah.
I have some dates that kind of stand out here and there, but I don't remember. I remember talking to Dr. Gomez, I remember his name, about bariatric surgery. But that was in Jackson, Michigan, and then I had my surgery done in Lansing, Michigan,
Hmm.
like which is like 45 minutes north
Okay.
after I moved to Lansing. So like the years why was I in Jackson? But I remember talking about like
That's
I
okay.
honestly,
That's okay.
honest to God, and I probably have some Alzheimer's too that I'm dealing with because I'm old. But
No.
I just,
Well, because
I
what I
don't know.
was trying to figure out really was what made you do the bariatric surgery. Because, like, did you choose that or did they put that in for you?
It was a little bit of both. I
Okay.
mean, they prescribed it. They said, your insurance would cover it. You've got these things. We do need to go get, you need to get a, oh, what is it called? They put all the stickers all over you. It's like
Oh,
a sign,
yeah, the EKG.
the EKG type thing.
Mhm.
But it was something different. They had to do a scope too down my throat.
Yep.
And then I did to do the sleep study. Come to find out, I think I'd have to go back. This is when I started YouTubing, so I could go back on YouTube, and because I wasn't on Instagram yet, I was just on YouTube daily. I did a daily vlog on YouTube. A lot
Nice.
of people don't even know about that. For that first
Go find it.
almost year, it's just Murph's losing it on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah, and I did a daily vlog for almost an entire year. That first year, and but I don't know when when we decided what date we said yes, let's do the bariatric surgery. Well, I'm almost positive it was right after COVID.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because if you're
and
not being
I,
able to breathe and you thought you were going to die.
so yeah, that's the thing too. Like, so my sleep study, and I'd have to look it up again, like I was saying, on YouTube. My sleep study came back. You've got there's four, like the size of your windpipe, the
Oh,
size of your esophagus, right?
yeah.
Or not your esophagus, your windpipe. You got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and if a 4 is closed, I was at a 3. Or maybe it's the other way around. If a 1 is closed, I was at a 2,
Two.
or
Yeah. You're just on
whichever
that
way it was.
edge of closure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my throat was like almost closed. And then when I would sleep, and this is part of the brain fog and the confusion of that area of my life, is because like I wasn't getting proper sleep. I wasn't getting oxygen to my brain.
No, I was going to say.
Um,
Yeah.
I was sleeping in a chair because it was comfortable for my back,
Mm-hmm.
but I still wasn't like getting, a full 8, 9 hours of sleep. I was waking up every, I think it was every 15 minutes. I would wake up because I was dying from
Oh,
my sleep,
yes, yes.
from the sleep apnea.
Mm-hmm.
I would stop breathing, and my wife would tell me that I'd stop breathing. She would sleep. We'd pull out a mattress.
I was going to say, how did that work?
She would sleep on the floor in the living room.
Oh.
Um, for like 3 years, we would pull the mattress out of our bedroom and put it on the floor, and she would sleep next to my chair.
Wow.
Um, and and she would tell me I would stop breathing like all the time, and so I missed my appointment for the sleep study somehow, some reason, some why, I don't remember. And it pushed my bariatric surgery back 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually had the process should have taken 6 months. It wound up taking like 9 months
Okay.
for me to get bariatric surgery. But during that time, I knew I wanted to set myself up for success when I do get the surgery. So I started drinking water.
Okay.
I started getting my steps in. Um, and that was all I focused on all day, every day. I homeschooled the kids. This was during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't leave our houses anyways. I would just go out in the yard and I would walk around. We had a corner lot, and so I'd walk from one end of the yard to the other end and then back.
There you
And
go.
that was 100 steps,
Nice.
back and forth, back and forth. That was 100 steps, and I would try to get at least 7,000 steps a day. And I was exhausted. I was exhausted walking 7,000 steps a day, cutting my portions in half, and drinking lots and lots of water.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
Before my bariatric surgery, I lost 120 pounds.
Wow.
So when I had bariatric surgery, I was actually down to 344 on the day
That's
of my bariatric surgery.
exciting.
And so that, I think, kick-started
Yeah.
my success for once I did get bariatric surgery, to lose a lot of weight. I was already in this rhythm. I already had, when I woke up, I was knocked out for, I think it was like 16 hours straight. Like after my bariatric surgery, like people came to visit me and I don't remember them being there. Like they could not wake me up.
No.
My wife, yeah, it was crazy.
Or like
My
sleep.
pastor came, my wife came, a couple friends came. I don't remember any of them coming. And then I woke up and it was like, all right, when can I walk the halls? Let's go. And I just like started walking. And then I moved a little too soon and I wound up back in the hospital. Not super complicated type stuff, but I had gas build up and I had,
Okay.
it was just, it hurt. It got really painful.
Okay.
I pushed myself too hard. Lots of bruising and the scars and stuff. And I'd never had surgery before. So I was afraid I was going to die under the knife. But at the same time, I was living in this fear of dying every night when I slept. So,
Well, it's
like,
interesting. You went from wanting to die to not wanting to
yeah,
die.
yeah, yeah. It was this moment. I just got really close during having COVID, and I couldn't breathe, and my breathing was just funny, and I just felt very different,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just too close. I was too close to death, and I was just like, you know what, no,
Mm-mm.
this isn't gonna happen.
No,
And
you're not
so,
done yet. Damn
yeah,
it.
no, yeah. I so So I was like, all right, give me the surgery. Do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. And then I'll put in some work too. And I got to do this. And I felt motivated. And
Good.
for the first time in my life, like, other than like the other time that I lost like 88 pounds to do the mud run, like this is the only other time in my life where like hard work really paid off. Like I was able to lose that 120 pounds, um, before surgery, and then go on to lose another. I don't know what the math is on that, but I got down to 167 pounds.
Whoa.
And I thought
Whoa. You went
I
from,
started getting, yeah, I went from, so I lost over 300 pounds.
I gotta do the math on this because you were,
Yeah.
I'll say 490.
Yeah, 490, I got down to 167.
323 pounds, everyone. Oh my goodness. If you
Yeah.
think you can't lose weight, you have something else to be thinking about because 323 pounds you lost a Melanie. Like, to be honest, like, I mean, I know it got a little bit higher than 308, but you lost a Mel.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Now, I know
It's
you're not, like, did that feel healthy being that low, or how did you
no,
feel? You
no,
didn't.
I didn't.
Okay.
So I was pushing myself to hit 164 pounds, because if I hit 164, then on the scale,
Mm-hmm.
because I was 464, so if I got down to 164, I would have lost 300 pounds total
Okay, so you
on
wanted to
the
be
scale
exact.
for the doctors. You know what I mean? So that I can officially say I lost 300 pounds. Because that's big.
That's
Like
huge.
anybody in this community losing 300 pounds, that's something to write home about. Like that's a
Yeah.
big deal. Um, and so I wanted to say that I lost 300 pounds. I got to 167, and that was actually scary. Getting to 167, I remember getting to like 170, 180, and thinking like, am I going to stop losing weight? Like this
Mm-hmm.
is this is starting to freak me out a little bit, because I'm eating a shit ton of food. And at this point, I've like, I think I started drinking pop again a little bit. Like I'm trying to get those unnecessary calories in,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to like, okay, I want to gain a little bit here. Like I'm not really, I don't
You're
want to
like, I'm
go,
not liking
but,
this.
but at the same time, I'm like, it'd be really cool to just see 300 on the scale, to have that definitive number. Um, so I got down to 167, and I just stalled out at 167,
Yeah.
then went back up to 168. And it was like, you know what? Forget the scale. Like I'm happy.
Yeah.
I've lost the weight. I'm skateboarding all over town with my kids.
Yes.
I'm going everywhere. I'm getting 25,000 steps a day.
Woo!
I'm doing great. Like I'm living. Like forget what the scale says.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the scale. And this is when I came up with the idea of um, love yourself to death.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you remember back in the day before my life kind of got crazy. I started this little program, this little idea. I was making some shirts and some hats and things.
Yes.
Love yourself to death, because um, a number on the scale doesn't define who you are.
Mm-mm.
Your pocketbook, your bank account doesn't describe it. It's not. These numbers don't matter.
No.
The only number that matters in our lives is the number on our death certificate.
Ooh.
how how many days, months, weeks, years do you want to spend on this planet
Yeah.
with your loved ones? That's the only number that should matter. For me,
Yeah.
100 sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds sad. Like, I just want to get to like late 80s. I'm just like,
Yeah,
that's where it's because no one's lived like past what my aunt, and I think Aunt Beverly's still going. I think she's like 72. But like everybody else died in their 60s, and then my dad died at 59. So like I think it's going to be cool if I can just get past all of them. So
yeah,
I would love 100 because I am very scared to die. That is definitely a thing for me. I don't even no, I don't want to think about
yeah.
it.
No, it's an extremely difficult topic.
Hmm.
I don't like talking about it either. If I were to live to be 86, then I am half dead right now. And I don't like that.
Right.
I want to shoot for 100. Let's just shoot for 100. If I fall in the 80s somewhere, I'm sure I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy now. I'm happy now, but like I'd love to be around and see my grandkids. My aunt, when she passed away, she had a grandkid on the way.
Okay.
And she never got to meet her grandkid, Um she was almost a grandma. Like it's just she died at 46 years old.
Yeah. It's wild.
That number is should be unacceptable. I mean, when you tell somebody that number, my aunt, died at 46, they're like, "Oh, that's way too young."
Yeah.
Okay, what about 70? Is that too young? When does it become not
Acceptable.
too young to die? Right? You know what
I
I
think
mean?
like
So it's like
70 plus, which sounds bad, but I think
so so the point of life is not the number on the scale or how much money you got in the bank it's when
Mhm.
how many days, count them down.
Yeah.
Don't take one for granted, and love life, love yourself. When you love yourself, you're going to love other people around you,
Mhm.
and you're going to do that for how many days, how many years, and then when are you going to be done? Like that. Just keep doing that every single day. Love yourself to death. Just kind of became my slogan. And even I made a few shirts and sold some stuff,
Yeah.
and sold a little bit of merch on it. But it's not about the money. It's not about the merch. It was just the idea of loving yourself, because life is short and you just need to give yourself a lot of credit for what you do. And like I said, when you love yourself, you're going to love other people. And
You
it's
do. And
it's really that
I've come in
it's that
contact
easy.
with people that don't love themselves. I've been very close to people like Eric didn't love himself. And when people around you don't love themselves, they're not very kind to you. And you don't notice it right away, but it starts building up
Yeah.
and it starts taking over because now they're negative, they're being pessimistic. Everything they say has, whether it's positive, there's always like a negative, like first, and then the positive would come second. Like
Yeah.
that's what I've experienced with a lot of people that don't love themselves. And I've had friends like that, family members, and it sucks because I don't know what, like, that sounds bad. I don't know why I love myself, but I do. I do love me and I'm happy about who I am. And it takes a lot of fucking work and it wasn't overnight. I'm 10 years out from surgery. Like,
Oh,
there's a
wow.
lot of experience here and there's a lot of heartache and ups and downs. And if you guys listen to from the very beginning to now, you know that.
Yeah.
Like, all the things I've been through. It's been crazy. But the
Yeah.
one thing I've never stirred away from, like, caring about me. Because before surgery, I didn't care about myself. I was letting myself go too. I was like, I just said fuck it. And I was like, my whole family's big. Why would I think I would be any different? Like, I came to terms in my 20s, I was going to be a big woman for the rest of my life. And that I better just find a man that likes big women. And that was what it was. Like, and that's why when I found Eric, he's only like, we're the same height and he's a buck 50. And I was like, okay, like I was with the party guy. I was with like the guy that everybody wanted to be with and hang out with. So I instantly like attached to that. And then, yeah, we had a kid together and we married for 15 years and we've had great times. And it wasn't because of surgery that we got divorced. It was just because we grew apart. There was no cheating. There was no infidelity. There was no lying. There was no like lashing out. It was literally we grew apart and he became like drugs just took over him. Like he always dabbled. And I because of my upbringing, I don't tell people no about their drugs. Like, gonna be honest, like being raised by hillbillies and motorcycle gangs, you don't tell people no. And legit, like I never did. You could party at my house, you can use whatever you wanted at my house, but you just couldn't leave. That was the rule. You don't get to wander. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna do this shit, you're gonna do it responsibly. So,
That's good.
and with Eric, like, to me, I thought it was responsible. It's fine. He got me to be okay with him doing coke every 3 months. He got me being okay with him having pills when friends give him pills. Like, but I also didn't know about all the times that he was doing them when he didn't tell me. Because he came clean about that after, like, he separated. That I didn't know he was hiding money. He was hiding pills around the house. That he would, like, just wait till I go to bed to do these things. And It's like that's what happened, and people, and it's okay that we've grown apart. And I think that's just when you get married so young, it's bound to happen. Like, and you were married young and got divorced young. So, like, you get it. Like, we're
Yeah.
just too, you change so much in your 20s. That's why I tell people, even my own son, try not to get married till you're about 30ish. Because that's when real life starts, guys. Like, the game on. You
Yeah.
at 30 years old, I will tell you right now, that's when adulthood, like, goes,
Yeah.
hey, you're a fucking adult, you better get it together. 20s,
Yeah.
you get the little thing of, oh, they're in their 20s, it's fine. No, 30 years old, you're a fucking adult. You better take care of yourself and others. And if you can't, then good luck. Like, you know.
When you're
So,
in your 20s, you've got something to prove. You're coming straight out of college or high school, and you're trying to show mom and dad how
mhm.
adult you are and how big and bad you are and what you can do. You've got something to prove, and you're not really thinking clearly
Mm-mm.
in the sense that that you're looking after you, that you're taking care of you, you're taking care of yourself, you're doing what's best for you.
Yeah.
It's not about the car that you drive or the where you work and what you do and the glamorous job that you have. No, if you're not happy, you're going to be a douche.
Yep.
And like you're gonna be miserable, and you're gonna take it out on your wife and kids, and you're gonna be angry, and it's gonna be your fault
Yep.
because you didn't put you first. You put your mom and dad first. You put everybody else first. That's me. That's my story. I
Yep.
was a douche. I was a jerk because up until like God, just the past year or two, I've started thinking about my needs
Mm-hmm.
and how much I matter.
Yeah, you
I've
matter.
never I've never thought about that before. In 40 years,
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
40 years, I never had self-worth. I always had something to prove. I always had that job to prove that I'm worthy of love, or I'd always do that thing to prove that I'm worthy. And it was like, who am I trying to convince here? I'm trying to convince you, or am I trying to convince myself that I'm worthy?
Yep.
You know? And so when it all comes to a head, and I realize, I'm going into 43, just in the past year or so, I realized I am not a loser. I'm
You're
not
not a
worthless.
loser.
I have value. I am not, no matter what I've been told as a kid, and there's a lot more to my story that I can't really share here, but like I all the lies that I chose to believe, it's all coming to an end.
It
And
is.
I'm realizing the truth because I'm not out here trying to prove something to anybody. I'm just trying to live my life, and I'm realizing those lies are affecting me just living my life, and I need to just get rid of those lies, and I need to start living my life, and I need to like get out from under all that,
Oh, fuck yeah, Murph.
Yeah. So
Hell
that's
yeah.
um and that takes time. I mean, that's part of, and I would say, and because it's mental health awareness month, men's mental health awareness month, it's really important that I also share, like, not only is the bariatric community awesome for men. We could always use more men.
Yes,
If
men.
you are a man and you are listening or watching, please get involved. We need more men. It would be great.
We love
We
you,
are
men.
we're the 20%,
Yeah.
and I want to see that grow. I want to see that grow. And shit, what was my train of thought?
I don't know. You seem like you were on one.
I had something really good to say. Um, that's what I was going to say. Because it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, we need men in this community, but we also need men that are willing to share their story
Yes.
and um, and understand that I I don't want to say that mental health, that men with bariatric surgery have a harder time with mental health. I just feel like we have a harder time expressing it.
Yes. Yes. And feeling safe
Um,
probably to express it.
yeah, it's this is a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
When you get into the bariatric community, you can share your feelings. If I wanted to, like, I am #real men cry, because I cry on every freaking episode of the Waiting Table podcast. I'm not ashamed of that. I'll
No?
own it. I'm fine with that. It's taken me years to get, to become fine with that. And Rob and Shay have helped me to become fine with that. And this community has helped me to become fine with that. If I wanted to make a video of just me crying, saying I'm having a bad day, I don't think a single person, other than a bot or like somebody that doesn't follow me, I don't think a single person in this community would be like, shut up, you big
Not at
crybaby,
all.
you're weak, all, a lot of the things that I've heard my whole life. I wouldn't hear any of that.
No.
I'm just being true to myself and expressing myself. And this, you can do that here. And, and being a man in the bariatric community, I will say that the hardest part of having about the whole journey bariatric surgery has been the mental aspect of things.
Yeah.
That's really kicked my ass. Losing the weight, losing the stomach, losing 80% of my stomach or whatever they took out.
Yeah.
They didn't take out 80% of my memories that caused me to eat. They didn't bring my aunt back. They didn't help me with any of that stuff.
Mm-mm.
That's still stuff that I have to work on. I can just walk now. I can just breathe normally when I'm sleeping.
Yeah, you're
I
not
can just
dying at night.
right. I'm not
You're
dying
not
in it.
dead. You're
You know.
not dead.
So the hard part comes when I've got to relive, replay, rethink, recalibrate my mind to line up with my body, and then have some confidence in that and know my self-worth and know that I'm worth continuing to work on. Because right now, I'm dealing with some weight gain. How do I combat that?
Yeah.
It's all up here. I know what to do. I know why I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but I got to put it into action. I got to, you know what I mean? And this tool has given me that ability to be able to do that now. So if I wanted to lose the weight, I can. If I, want to make a decision to, keep eating, I don't know if I'll ever get back up to, the 480, 490 range, but I could get to a place where I'm unhealthy again.
Yep.
So
And that's a slippery slope because I went down the slope and I got to it was mental stuff because it was more or less like, fuck it. Don't care. Not caring
yeah,
right now. It's
yeah,
fine. People still love me for me. It's fine. And that's what I would
yeah,
tell myself. And then I got upset with myself. Once I really looked inward and looked at my body and was like, no, Mel, we need to stop. Like, what are we
yeah.
doing? Why are we doing this? Like,
That's just so damn hard. That's
yeah.
it seems so much harder than having a surgery. It's
Hmm.
so much more overwhelming, and it's so hard.
Well, because now
Um,
you can't have surgery. I mean,
yeah,
technically, yes, but that's not where our brains go. We're like, no, we did this. We know what we did. We know
yeah,
how we got here. How do
yeah,
we reverse this? And it's just going back to the basics. Like, that will work. Like,
yeah,
it really will. Or working with someone like Rob, where he has all these numbers in his head and he can tell you what to do and
yeah,
whatever. Like, there's people out there that can really help you. And it's okay to ask for help. I think that's probably something that you're getting to too, is just
yeah,
ask for help.
yeah.
And men, you are actually, to be honest with you guys, I feel like men are treated really well in this community.
Oh yeah,
I think we go out of our way to make sure, because there isn't enough of you guys, that we're like, oh my goodness. So what we were talking about, the guys in the community, you are loved. And I was so stoked at this last JBY because we had more men than we've ever had in the last three. And I
yeah,
don't mean that by a little bit, I mean that by a lot. It
yeah,
was a lot. And it was very nice to see. And yeah, I don't know if you felt because you couldn't come, Murph, but it was insane to have all these men just in one area. And it was everybody got along. There was no ego, there was no pride. It wasn't about any of that. No one's trying to see whose dick's bigger. It literally was hey
yeah,
man, what are you up to? What have you been doing? How are you? It was about
yeah,
more health, and how are you mentally? Because that's what I do. Go, how are you up here? That's
yeah,
how I ask.
yeah.
What's going on up
Exactly.
here? Because I
And
know mine's a little.
that's we all are,
Yeah.
and that's something that you've got to kind of come to terms with, is that you didn't put on this weight overnight.
Mm-mm.
Something happened.
Yep.
Almost all of us. I mean, I feel like it's safe to say like a good 90 something percent of us have some sort of trauma or some sort of story that has led us to this point. And when I learned from Rob and Rob, when I got on that men's live and there's other men and they've got the same story as me, I said, holy crap, I don't feel alone. I don't feel alone anymore. Like
Yeah.
I felt so alone. I thought I was the only man dealing with this. I thought I was the only guy being pushed around in a wheelchair by his wife. And had to ride the scooter at the store.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only guy with sleep apnea. I thought I was the only guy. And Rob and I, I think he had either 3 or 4 herniated discs in
Yes,
his
we
back
did.
and sleep apnea and
In a
had the
wheelchair.
wheelchair thing. Yeah, he had the wheelchair thing. Like we had almost the exact same story. Our kids are almost the exact same age. Like Rob and I are almost the exact same age. He's a little bit younger than me, like 5 minutes younger.
Yeah.
But
You know, you guys both have an enlarged heart.
yeah. Oh, I
That's
didn't know
fucking
that.
wild.
Actually, that's. I don't think. I don't think I share that like at all. I've never really talked about the enlarged heart thing.
Oh, because like
Um,
I was on with Rob earlier today, so I thought it was so weird to hear you both say that you had an enlarged heart. Because I was like, I haven't heard that in a very long time, to let alone two men in one day. Like,
wow.
wow.
I don't know if he and I, if he or I, if we knew that about each other.
Ooh. Well, now you
I feel
do.
like that's one of the things that gets overlooked. The herniated discs, I feel like that's something a lot of larger people in our community can, really, relate to.
Yeah, and that's
You know,
pain.
and
That's
that's a
pain.
lot of pain. I mean, it's screaming at you pain. Tylenol doesn't touch it. Nothing touches it. I had a spinal tap. Um, like it was bad.
That's bad. Yeah.
Um,
How
but
is all of
anyways,
that stuff now? Like, how are all your medical stuff?
I take my daily vitamins and omeprazole, and actually as of it's been a month since I've taken any prescription meds at all.
Oh
I
wow.
was taking meds for anxiety
Mhm.
and depression,
Yep.
and I was able to wean off of those,
Nice.
and I was just talking to my wife before I got on here, like how um, a lot of people we know somebody that's you know not on their meds right now. They weren't able to get their meds, and they're acting not themselves, and it's because of the meds. It's because of the meds.
Yep.
It's because I'm on my meds, and that's okay. Yeah, that's cool. But there comes a point where it's like, have you learned any coping skills? Have you learned anything that you can do in the meantime until you're able to get those meds
Yeah,
to
because
tide you over? Just because you're off your meds doesn't mean you get to be a douche. Like it doesn't,
no.
you know what I mean? Like okay, yeah, there's grace there. I get it. I understand the importance of meds. Working in the ER,
Yeah, you totally do.
and that's a whole nother part of the story that I haven't even gotten into, but maybe another time. But yeah, I worked in the ER for a couple of years as a nurse assistant or a tech in the ER, and would help people. And a lot of my patients that would come in, a lot of their problems are because they're overweight
Yeah.
or they've dealt with, that has some trauma. I worked at a psych unit as well. Um, and so I totally believe in meds and I totally believe in therapy. I've done both, and I've been able to wean myself off.
That's
I
awesome.
have the anxiety or the depression that I've used to battle. But I do still have body dysmorphia type
Hmm.
stuff, but that's just something I got to work out with myself. I just got to have real talks with myself and
Yeah.
and hang out with other guys that have it too, and we'll just figure it out. But it's like there's not really a med that you can take for body dysmorphia.
No,
You know what I mean?
unfortunately
That's
not.
just
And
that's
all
just
of us
something you
have
just
it
gotta
too. It's wild.
yeah you just gotta work on it. You just
Hmm.
gotta see past it and see your value and see your true see. Not, I don't want to see your potential, but like, what are you capable of that you weren't capable of before?
Yes.
Reflect back on where you were, 6 months ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, to where you are now. You are better, and that's what's important: is being better than who you were yesterday.
Yep.
It's you versus you, and
That's
are
right.
you better today than you were yesterday? Like that
1v1,
should be
guys.
that should
1v1.
be exactly, and that should be your goal. And scale wise, like I've not been on a scale in a couple weeks. I weighed in just to check in. I wasn't happy with the numbers, so I got off the scale and I said, "All right, I know what to do, and I just got to do it." And so I've been doing it. And
Good.
I don't know when I'll get back on the scale again. I'd like to check in with myself.
Yeah, maybe just once a
And
month.
yeah,
Just something little. I think
I,
it's a good way to just because we all need to know, just like check in wise. But I think just once a month. If it fucks with you, I weigh in every day just because
yeah,
I love numbers. The scale numbers have never bothered me, but I also love like my degree is in accounting. Like
yeah.
I legit have a math
You're a
degree.
numbers person. Yeah.
Huh?
You're a numbers person. You
Yeah,
got to
so
see
like
you got
they
to see the
don't
numbers.
mean my worth at all. They just mean, oh, that's facts and we can fix any number. I've always been told you can fix any number. I will
Yep.
thank my brother for that because he was with me when I got weighed in at 308 and my face I know was just devastation and I just cried and he was instantly him and his wife were both like, it's okay. That now we know what the number is and we can change any number. And I was like, you're not wrong, because then I just went into counting brain and I was like, you're right, we
Yeah.
can change these numbers. It's just we're gonna have to work for it. And there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with working for it. I think what sucks is those that like have this great tool and don't work for it. Like you're literally doing yourself a disservice. Then you
Yeah.
have those that have bariatric surgery plus GLP-1s like myself and we're working so hard just to make sure everything like is back to the way that we used to be and making sure of that kind of stuff. But then we have people that are not using that tool. So it's like, guys, there is
Yeah.
no magic, pill. I guess these
Yeah.
GLP-1s are working, but you also have to work it.
You got to put in the work.
You just
You got
have to.
and people that don't put in the work, and not all people. I don't mean to generalize, but it's like there's still something going on upstairs that says that they're not worth putting in the work,
Yep.
or that the work is too hard and they're not worth it. And that makes me sad,
It makes me sad too.
because you're worth putting in the work on yourself. You're worth loving yourself.
Yeah.
And I like to think of the scale and whatever number shows up on the scale, that's just my accountability partner.
Mm-hmm. There
That
you
number is
go.
just my accountability partner. It's just telling me where I'm at, where I want to be, what I need to do, because I already know the work. I look at the number, and it's just a reminder, and it holds me accountable, and it just tells me you got to try a little harder.
Yeah, that's
You
all.
know.
It just goes, hey, maybe let's not have those sodas anymore. Because
Yep.
mine, I started drinking soda. Really weird. I literally was grown up on water and tea. So when I started drinking soda last year, actually the year before that, that's when 2023. Yeah, 2023, I started drinking soda. You don't
Yeah.
know why? Like, actually, I do know why, because Aunt Nene moved in and she loves soda, and there was her and my three cousins, and they love soda, so soda was there. And after a while, I was like, ooh, that looks good. Ooh. And then I was like, well, they drink it. It's not bad. I did that to myself.
Yeah.
They drink it, so it's not bad.
Right. They drink it.
Then
Yep.
it should be fine. No, no, just because they're drinking it doesn't make it okay
Yeah. Yeah.
for you.
You
Like,
you are you. You got to take care of you. You got to do
yes,
what's best for you. You know you. You know your body. You know what you.
exactly.
I'll have it. You say soda. We say pop here.
Oh, that's right.
I'll have a pop once in a while. Maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, maybe a
Yeah.
real Coke, like a crispy
Hmm.
Coke.
Yeah, I'm not
Like
doing any light
it slaps. It
zero.
slaps.
Yeah,
No, I don't do any of that crap. But I'll do a nice crispy Coke, maybe from McDonald's, or just like a can of Coke over ice.
there we go.
Or I drink Jameson, typically in rum or Scotch or something like that, and just a splash of Coke in it, and then I'll throw the rest of the can away. But it's just yep, yeah, pop it. All things in moderation.
Yep, that's the deal.
Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Do you need that? There's a huge difference. I tried explaining to my 9-year-old. She wants this new skin on Fortnite, and it's a cute little skin. And she said, "But I need it. I need it so bad." Nope. Let's talk about this for a second. You're probably going to get it. Number one, because I love you, and I'll give you this. I'll buy the skin for you, whatever. But do you need it?
Yeah,
There's
we
a
need to
huge
talk about the word
difference.
need. Yeah,
There's a difference between need and want.
yeah.
You want the thing. You want the pop. And so early in my weight loss journey, I became a professional at taking one bite of a donut and then throwing it away.
Oh
You know,
shit.
yeah,
Good for
that's
you.
hard.
That is
That's
very
hard.
hard.
I want, because that first bite is going to taste the same as the last, and vice versa. I just want to taste it. I just want I don't need. I want a bite. I want that Kit Kat. I want that Snickers. I want that, take a bite, throw it away. Take a bite, throw it away, Um, and now I know that sounds really wasteful, and that's hard, like for me especially. Like I stayed at an orphanage in Uganda for a month, and
So
and
you
to
know.
see like what food is,
Yeah.
to people. It's their lifeline, it's their life source. So for me to like, I need a candy bar, it's like, no, I don't need it. I just want it, because I can
Yeah.
have
Well, and
it so
like I've
easy.
been trying to teach Dylan, like a need actually means necessity. And you can't live without your needs being met. So a
Yeah.
need is more like water, food, shelter, clothes. Like there is a certain like spot, but everything else is a want. And
Yeah.
like whether that's a poster or going to a concert, like you don't need to go there, but like these things will make you happy, so that's why we get them. But
Yeah.
yeah, we really have to differentiate because I think with like the internet world, I think it's just combined so much now that it's like, no, 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 no. Let's remember there's differences. And
Yeah.
I have to do that with food, like instantly where I'm like, no, I want that. I don't need it. I don't
Yeah.
need that.
Have you done the one bite and then pitch it?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I 100%
That's
have. And
that's
it feels
hard.
good.
It feels great. It feels
Hmm.
better than eating the rest of it would have tasted, or felt on your body. It's so rewarding. Highly recommend it for anybody, if you're still listening. Thank you. But if you're struggling, with chocolate or donuts or whatever it is, pizza, take that one bite and just throw it away. You don't need the whole thing. You just want it. That bite's going to taste just the same as the last bite. You got it.
It's
You
that
get it.
part.
Get it, and enjoy it too. Enjoy it. Take that bite and just like keep it in your mouth for a minute. Like just
Yeah.
eat it.
Really
Eat
taste
it
it.
slow. Really taste it.
Yeah.
Point out all the different flavors that you're tasting.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
just enjoy it.
Yeah,
Oh man,
because
I need to go get a donut now.
I
But
know, right? Because I've done the other way where like I ate the whole thing, of course, and then I got mad at myself because it didn't taste different.
right.
So why was I was like almost like it's like chasing a high. I was like chasing that it was going to taste better and better and better, but actually it got duller and duller and duller
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
already got that instant dopamine of like, oh, yeah, like
Yep.
I don't need any more. And it's
Yep.
hard because I like donuts, and not that I don't actually go get them, but like when I do want one, like I want the whole thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
depending on where you're at, they're like cake. So it's wild. It's
Yep.
wild. Well, Mr. Murph, you have been a pleasure to have on.
Oh,
Before
thank
I
you.
let you go, is there anything that you want to tell the audience before you're gone?
I think just the most important thing is take care of your mind, take care of your, have an attitude of gratitude, and just reflect on how far you've come. And if you're new to this journey, know that you're not alone. And people have been through it. You know, uh, we're not professionals, but we have struggled, and we've struggled so that you don't have to.
Mhm.
Like we are here to help, and I hope somebody is listening to this, just one person, and they get something out of the story, and it changes their life, and it helps them in some way. That would just mean like the world to me.
It would be. Message
So
us. We love
that
this.
would be really cool. I'd love to hear from you. And my inbox is always open. If anybody needs anything, I'm always. I think I'm pretty good about getting back to people
Good.
pretty quick. I enjoy it. I love it. I love talking to people and meeting new people. I'm here for you if you need anything. And thanks for listening to my story. Thanks for having me on. It's been
Yeah.
a
We're going to
it's
have
an
to do a
honor.
part two because I have tons of questions that I still have, but we
Okay.
definitely will have to do it because yeah, there's more I want parent questions, I have dad questions. I got the whole gambit. But
Yeah.
for everyone that is listening, I will have all of Murph's stuff all below in the description, whether you're on Spotify or YouTube. So make sure to click on that. He is willing to talk to anybody that needs help. I am the same. If you want to contact me first and I can like handhold you over to Murph, I'm more than happy to do so. And guys, remember, we love you. Guys, talk about what's going on. We need more men. We need you at all these functions just so you can know that they are other men. There's a ton of men out there that get this surgery. We know the stats, but they're
Yeah.
just not in the community. Everyone's kind of shy. So We're in
Yeah,
2025. Don't be shy anymore. We're here for
that's right.
support. That's right.
That's right.
All right. Until next time, guys, remember, drink your water, drink your protein, get your vitamins, and don't be an asshole to anyone. That's my new ending.
It sounds easy enough, but it's really hard for some people.
Right?